everyone, it's Katie Farner, Director for the Sunshine State Superstars. You may notice I'm looking a little different today, and that's because in order to make a bold statement for all of you watching this video, I am makeupless and contactless. I have literally no makeup on my face. I just got out of bed about 5 minutes ago. I probably still have my pillow wrinkles on my face. And I hate to be seen without makeup. Hate it. I'll go to like Home Depot or something if I'm working in the yard or something with no makeup on. But you can bet your butt I'll have a hat on or sunglasses on or something to like shield me a little bit. I do not like being seen without makeup. It's definitely something that makes me super uncomfortable. So I'm kind of uncomfortable right now, but I care so much more about you than I care about being uncomfortable. So I decided to make this video for anyone on YouTube to see me with no makeup, something I hate to do, to prove a point for you, to help you. So, what's my point? It's about vulnerability. A lot of my recent conversations I've had with some people on the team have really inspired me to need to make a video like this. We, in this business, it's so funny. It's really strange, okay? We are so down on ourselves, oh, I can't do this, or I can't do that, or I can't do this like that person, or oh, look at what this person does, and I can't do that. We're like so hard on ourselves in one sense, but in another sense, we're so easy on ourselves. In another sense, it's, well, I'm just going to make excuses for myself all day long. I'm going to make excuses for why I'm not going to do that, or I'm not going to do that, or why I don't do this, or why this, or yes, I've asked 1 million people to host parties with me, or da-da-da-da. Like, let's talk, for example, about one thing. Booking parties. I hear so often, not just from one team member, not just from 5, not just from 10, not just from 30. I hear it all the time. Yes, I've asked everyone I know to host a party. I've been in this business for 4.5 years. It'll be 5 years in May of 2015, so a good 4.5 years. And I have not asked everyone I know to host a Scentsy party. So how could you have asked everyone to do a Scentsy party if you have been a consultant for 6 months, 2 weeks, a month, a year? How could you have asked everyone you know to host a party? The truth is, you haven't. The truth is, you have asked several, maybe 5, maybe 7, maybe 10. I'll give you the credit. Maybe you've asked 15 or 20 people you know to host a party, and you got discouraged. You heard a lot of no's, no yeses, and you got discouraged and you gave up and you said, well, nobody I know wants to do parties. And you're believing the lie. We have to compare what is fact to fiction. What is fact to our feelings? Is the fact that nobody wants to do a party you know? Absolutely not. 20 people, 15, 10, 7, 5, however many people you've asked, that's not the majority, that's a few. So how can you say, nobody wants to do parties with me? Nobody I know wants to do parties with me. Or the same thing goes for the business opportunity. That is even scarier to most people. So stop going off of your feelings, what you feel is the truth, and go off of fact. Fact is, I don't know how many Facebook friends, well over 1,300, 1,400. I have no idea exactly how many, but I probably haven't even asked a quarter of those people to host a Scentsy party with me. I mean, let's be real, people, and stop making excuses for ourselves, because you cannot. Mary Christensen says in this amazing book that I'm about to spit some quotes out of, Mary Christensen says, you cannot make excuses and money at the same time. So which one are you going to choose? I made the choice 2 years ago when I decided to work my business to throw my excuses out the door. I don't make any excuses for myself. I never make an excuse for myself. You can ask anybody who's growing their business like I am, or who's already at the top. They don't make excuses. Because if they make excuses, they would never be where they are. And even though I'm still growing, I still would never be where I am today if I had just lived on my excuses and been unwilling to change and been unwilling to listen to other people's guidance. And it's like I was looking at reports today and I saw that we had well over 50 people who had zero, literally zero in PRV this month. And I think, how? It's fall. It's November. Everyone is entertaining. Everyone wants a good smelling house. Everyone. So I think, what's going on? I think a lot of the problem comes from within and being unwilling to be vulnerable. So I wanted to be so vulnerable for you today to show you that I don't care. I don't care enough about my vulnerability of being seen for all of the internet to see on YouTube. Anybody can see this with no makeup on. One of my biggest fears, and hate it, I'm being seen with no makeup on to prove to you how important it is to be willing to be vulnerable in your business. Because I want to help you succeed on your terms for what you want to accomplish in your business. So I'm begging you, be bold like I'm doing right now. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to be scared. But when it's not okay is when you're letting your fear of asking people to host or join outweigh your fear of not accomplishing what you've set out to accomplish. Whatever you've set out to accomplish with Scentsy, your fear of not achieving that should be way more than your fear of not being seen without makeup, or asking somebody about the business opportunity, or doing a home party presentation, or whatever your fear may be. Fear is a good thing if you're using it in the healthy way, not the unhealthy way. Your fear of not achieving whatever reason you joined this business should be way more important than your fear of talking to strangers, hosting parties, So I want to share with you guys some quotes from Mary Christensen's book. This is her book, Be a Direct Selling Superstar. It's one of my favorites. I'm going through reading it for my second time because it's so amazing. So this chapter is on self-sabotage and eliminating and identifying self-sabotage. So she talks about how it's not enough to believe in our products or our company. You know, it's not enough to believe in Heidi and Orville and Scentsy and Velada. We have to believe in ourselves. And most of us don't. Most of us are really insecure. I mean, hello, I don't want to be seen without makeup. Doesn't get much more insecure than that. So you have to believe in yourself. If you are not believing in yourself, if you're not enough, the business will never be enough. So you have to get right with yourself. You have to believe in you, and you have to be enough. Otherwise, this business is not going to be. So the first one, she gives 5 ways that we perform self-sabotage. And the first one is underestimating yourself. And I'm going to read quite a bit from this one because it was so awesome. If you don't believe you deserve to succeed, you'll find 1,000 reasons or excuses as to why you can't. I'm too new. I'm too young. I don't like my job at all, but the salary is too good to give up. I'm not confident or smart enough. I don't want to be seen as taking advantage of others, or I don't want to be seen as pushy. That's a common one. My kids are too young. I don't have the experience. This girl had no experience, never done direct sales. I'm not educated enough. Those are some examples of the negative talk we give ourselves. Thinking this way opens the door for failure to breeze right in. If you're looking for excuses, you're going to find an excuse anywhere. But you can't make excuses and money at the same time. So you have to choose. Which one will it be? Your excuses for why you have 0 in PRV this month? Your excuses for why you've never recruited anybody, but you say you want to be a director. Your excuses for why you're not mentoring your team, but you say you want to be a director. Your excuses for not doing home parties, but you say you want to grow a business. Choose your excuse or money. Which one? You got to choose. So Mary said, I have always dreamed big dreams, but growing up with an alcoholic father who took out his anger at the world on his kids hadn't instilled me with enough confidence to pursue them. I married young and for all the wrong reasons. You can imagine how well that worked out. Becoming the key financial provider for my family was the wake-up call I needed to start taking responsibility for my future. And that's when I discovered it took courage, not confidence, to take control of your life. The first step was giving myself permission to succeed, although I made many mistakes and took many missteps as I grew my business, which we all do. Me adding that, we all do. I discovered if I was willing to work and willing to learn. Learn. Big key word. Nothing could hold me back. I raised my expectations and stopped embracing my tough past as a trophy to victimhood. I saw instead that it had given me the gifts of determination, self-reliance, empathy, and understanding. It takes courage to push against the emotional barriers that hold others back. Maybe you have a personal challenge to deal with. Maybe you've pursued a career that was determined by the expectations of others. Maybe none of your family members has risen above their circumstances. Maybe none of your friends has moved beyond their comfort zone. Maybe you've played it safe all your life. That was then. This is now. It takes courage to change the path you're on in life. Regardless of how you arrived at this point, if you're on the wrong path, it's time to find a better one. And the time to start is now. This business expanded my life beyond parameters I could ever imagine. Not just in financial terms, but also in personal growth and the example of independence and personal power I set for my family. When you give yourself permission to succeed, it will do the same for you. I'm sorry I read that whole thing, but it was so good. I had to. Awesome, awesome, awesome section, because I think so many of us deal with those same issues. She also talks about overthinking the challenge. And if you overthink the challenge, it's going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you overthink the challenge, oh, it's too difficult to get parties, or oh, da-da-da-da, that's exactly what's going to turn into reality for you. Mary says, there are no guarantees in life, but worrying about what may go wrong is a waste of energy you need to propel yourself forward. So if you're wasting so much energy on being afraid and being afraid of this part of the business and that part of the business, you're wasting so much of your energy. Fear is consuming. So if you're wasting so much energy on that emotion, think about what that energy could do for you if you put it into something productive and healthy and positive. So, and this is what I talked about earlier. You've got to ask yourself, is this a fact or is this a feeling? Any emotion that you think, I just can't get parties. Nobody in my town wants to do parties. Is that a fact or is that a feeling? Is the fact that you just haven't expanded beyond your network and you're not meeting new people, maybe outside of this dreaded town, this black hole town? Or is that a feeling? Is that a feeling that you're saying to make yourself feel better about your excuses you're making for yourself? So always ask, is it a fact or a feeling? And I'm sorry if this is too tough for any of you. If it's too tough, then sure, stop it and get out. But I'm going to be super tough in this video because we need it. We need tough. Otherwise, we just excuse our way to the bottom and then quitting. So I hate excuses. If I made excuses, I mean, my life would be so different. It makes me so sad to think about if I would have just kept on with my excuses, how different today would look for me. It's sad. Super sad. So, let's see. I like this part. The path to the elite levels of the compensation plan are littered with aspiring leaders who fell by the wayside after discovering that enthusiasm is a great business starter, but not enough to sustain success long term. The qualities that set the doers apart from the dreamers are determination, discipline, and drive. The triple D threat. Determination, discipline, and drive. Do you have those three things? Determination, discipline, drive. Do you have them? Are you letting your no's, your challenges, your disappointments determine your path, or are you letting your hopes and dreams determine your path? Because if you're letting your disappointments determine your path is going to look like this. And then with maybe a little, and then that's what your path's going to look like. It's going to be a lot of down if you're letting your disappointments determine your path. So the next one is overloading yourself. The number of hours you invest in your business is going to determine the success of your business. So I understand when people are like, oh, I don't have the time to succeed. Anyone can make this business successful, even busy people. The time that you do have needs to be powerful and important. And you also need to be willing to look at what are you doing in your day that you can eliminate. A lot of people, I don't know, busyness is almost something to be proud of nowadays. Like, oh my gosh, my daughter's in 7 dance classes and she dances 5 days a week and I'm volunteering here and there. And it's almost like busyness is something to be super proud of nowadays. When in reality, we're busying ourselves a lot of the times with things that we can cut out that really are not important. Not that your daughter's dance isn't, that's not what I'm saying, but maybe you're watching The Bachelor every week, which is 2 hours long. Okay, cool. I love watching The Bachelor. I do it, but I'm on my laptop doing stuff while I'm doing it. Like, I'm finding that if I need to watch this show, if I can't eliminate that show, then I find that I work during the show. So I can still be doing what I need to do. So the time you put into your business is going to be what your results are going to be. So I like what she says here. Make lists so you know exactly what you have to do each day and check off each item as you complete it. This is a business that you should be doing something daily. Even if you spend 20 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, it's still something. Every day, open your door for business. Every day. And when it comes to creating your list, use the ABCDE method. ABCDE. Give every task a priority of either A, B, C, D, or E. A stands for, obviously, super important, have to get done, very much of a necessity for your family or your business. B is a second place. Yep, definitely needs to get done, but not as high of a priority as A. C is, you know what, yeah, this should get done, but if it doesn't get done, there's not going to be a disaster. D is delegate. Give it to someone else who can help you with that task. Whether it's unboxing an order, give that task to your husband or your kids. Delegate. And then E is eliminate. E is what's on this list that doesn't need to be done. I would suggest doing one of these lists every night before you go to bed so you know what's on your list for the next day. So important to create lists. Let's see. There's a lot of good stuff in here. I don't want to read it all though because it's way too long, but she says, don't multitask your way to mediocrity. Multitasking is great for day-to-day chores, but it's a very poor business strategy. Step 4, so we're almost done. Being unprepared. Networking is the life and breath of your business. The more people you meet, the faster your business will grow. That's why when people tell me, I'm not a salesperson, I'm like, great. You just have to be willing to talk to people. That's how you're going to succeed in this business. You have to be willing to talk to people because this business is about networking. It's called network marketing, not sales. It's about marketing. So the more people you meet, the faster your business will grow. Humans are instinctive networkers. It's natural for us to start and build relationships. However, there's a big but. If you're not prepared to take advantage of networking opportunities in your community, you may as well stay home, watch reruns of The Biggest Loser, and eat brownies. We network to meet people with whom we can share our products, our host opportunities, and our business. The chance to network can arise anywhere, anytime, so make sure you're prepared to seize the day with samples, business cards, product list, whatever. Never leave your house without stuff. Always give your waitress things. Always give your cashiers things. It's crazy not to do that. That is networking. That is the base of this business. The base. And if you're not doing it, then you might as well stay home. Going out and just covering yourself in Scentsy wear is not the goal. The goal isn't to go out of the house with the most bling so you look like the crazy Scentsy lady. So hopefully somebody will say, oh yeah, I like Scentsy. That's not the point. The point is to maybe wear a shirt that says Scentsy, carry a purse that says Scentsy. So when you say it to someone, it's easy to point to it and say, oh yeah, Scentsy. Because it's a weird word. People don't always get it. So having it helps to point to it. The whole point of branding yourself is not that flocks of people are gonna, when I brand myself, people don't ask me about my shirts. I live in Florida, people. People don't know what Scentsy is here. So people don't come to me, oh, Katie, yeah. Oh, you sell Scentsy? Oh. That's not the point. The point is, it almost helps me to know I'm in Scentsy mode. Let me talk. And I just make conversation with people. If you're branding yourself and thinking it's going to go out and be some magic miracle and people are just going to flock to you, you're mistaken. That's not the point of branding. You've got to do the talking. So make sure that you're prepared. The last one is procrastinating. Procrastinating is the most destructive form of self-sabotage. The most destructive. And I would say it's probably the second most common. Have you ever said this? I'll do it tomorrow, next week, next year. I'll have more time when the holidays are over. I'll wait for the new catalog. I'll complete my degree first. I'll start when the kids are back in school. I'll master the product knowledge first. I got to know more about the product first before I recruit. Or I gotta get better at the business before I recruit. Well, guess what, people? I'm not perfect and I still recruit. There's people ask me questions all the time and I'm like, oh, I don't know. So if you're waiting to sponsor till you're perfect, you're going to be waiting literally forever. Because you'll never be perfect. I'll start when it stops snowing. Life isn't a dress rehearsal. It's happening right now. It's happening right now. So figure out where you're giving yourself your excuses. Figure out how you're procrastinating. Create a schedule. Stop making excuses. Stop making excuses for yourself. If you signed up for this reason, this is what you want to achieve, that thing should be so exciting to you that the fear of not achieving that is so much more important than anything else. For me, I know exactly what I want. If somebody could ask me tomorrow, why are you selling Scentsy? Why are you working so hard? What are you trying to do? I flat out know. I want to build at least a 6-figure income. I want to be making enough to where I don't have to do anything else. I could do Scentsy 100%. And my husband can even quit if he wants. That's my goal. I want to be able to build a business that will allow my husband to even quit being in law enforcement if he wants to do that. And do whatever else he wants for fun and another way to kind of create income. He loves to flip boats and work on boats and things like that. So I would love to be able to build a business that would allow him to quit and do things like that he's passionate about and that are obviously a lot more safe. So I know exactly why I'm doing that. And that is way more important than not wanting to be seen without makeup or doing parties or asking people to host. I mean, it's just, it doesn't compare at all. It just doesn't. And if you don't feel that way about why you're doing this, it's not going to be enough to overcome the fear. So you got to figure out why. Why do I want to do this? And then eliminate your excuses. I hope this video was helpful. And my gosh, I have been online for 23 minutes with no makeup on. I did this for you guys. Being vulnerable might suck, but the results will be powerful. I know in my heart, because this came from my heart, that this video is going to be powerful and this video is going to help people. So if this video was powerful and helped you, click like down below. And while you're at it, click subscribe so you can see all of my videos to help you run a successful, well-rounded Scentsy or Volata business. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.